By the end of this tutorial, you should be able to troubleshoot DNS issues with Wireshark. As you know, DNS is what translates hostname like google.com into IP address. Here I have my Wireshark open, and I'm going to choose my interface and start capturing some packets. Now we are currently capturing everything. In the next step, we will generate DNS traffic and filter it down in order to find the packets we are looking for. Now let us generate some DNS traffic using NS lookup. This will force my system to perform NS lookup that we can use to analyze the issue. Because I am on Linux, I'm using a terminal. If you are on Windows, you can use a command prompt. Now let us go on and stop the traffic. As you know, Wireshark absorbs a lot of information. To focus on only DNS traffic, let us filter by DNS. Let's hit enter. Here on that protocol, you can see only DNS. Now it makes it easier for us to filter or find what we are looking for. Now we can see what we are looking for. Here is the query made by our system or the client. And here is the response which was received. So before we move further, it is important to understand the difference between the query and the response. The query is the client asking a question, and the response is the DNS server answering it. So those are the two things that we are looking at here now. And now this is the time to inspect the query. Highlight the query and expand this part of Wireshark. It is important to make sure that you clicked on the query, then click on DNS. Now expand queries. So basically, this is the DNS request. And here the client is asking for a record of example.com. Also look at this part where it says response in 1764. Here, Wireshark is also telling us which packet contains the answer. In this case, the response packet 1764. The next thing we need to do is to verify which DNS server received the query. Now to do that, click on IPv4, which is Internet Protocol version 4. Here you can see the source machine or the source address, and here is the destination. So the source is your computer which is making the request, and the destination is the DNS server. We can also see the port number here under user datagram protocol with the source port address and the destination port address, which is 53. Also, if DNS is using the wrong server, this is often where you will spot it. Now it's time to inspect the response. To do this, you need to highlight the response. Remember, earlier we highlighted the query, but now we are highlighting the response. Now again, expand DNS. Let's go down to answers. Here, let us concentrate here a bit. Here, the DNS server answered with this very IP address. This shows us that everything is working the way it should. If this answer section contains an IP address, it means everything is working fine. In summary, what we learned here is that DNS is reachable, it is functioning, and the domain exists. Now, how do we know when DNS does not exist? Now, let us try this. This link says NS lookup, this domain should not exist. Now, let's hit enter. And let us go back to Wireshark. Let's stop capturing. And now let us filter DNS again. Just as before, we can see the standard query, we can see the standard query response. In order to complete our troubleshooting, let us also click on standard query response now. Let me expand this and go to DNS. Let us expand flags. What we are looking for now is the DNS answer. And under standard query response, we can see no such name. When you look at reply code, it also says no such name with code number 3. This bit is very important because this means that DNS server successfully processed the request that we made, but the hostname does not exist. So when troubleshooting DNS issue, there is a checklist you need to use. 1. You need to find out if the query was sent. Number 2, which DNS server received the query. Was a response received? Was IP address returned? Or did you receive no such name or NXDOMAIN? As you know, in some environment, TCP dump is used for this kind of troubleshooting. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how you can do the same thing using TCP dump. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. May I ask you to please subscribe to the channel, like and share. Thank you.